Hello and welcome back to probably the biggest studio series video I will do for a while. This is ranking every figure that I got in 2022. Now, the most important thing to note here is that these are not figures that came out in 2022. These are just the figures that I got in 2022. Now, obviously, I am getting the Studio Series Skipjack, Hot Rod, and a KL of the SS Prime, like the '05 mold or the 32 mold. I honestly don't know. So this is just before Christmas. So yeah, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures here. There are 8 figures. Oh, I knew something was missing. There we go. There are 9 figures. And I am going to say that I do not dislike any of these. I love all of them, except obviously there are some who will find themselves at the bottom of the list. So let's start off with number 9. So, ninth place goes to the RC triplets. What? Can someone please explain to me what this is? Now, the reason why they get the last spot is purely because they are very, very small and fiddly. But I do like how each of them has their own unique transformation. The unofficial combine mode is it's questionable, but honestly, they were pretty fun. I wouldn't mess with them, like voluntarily, because they are much better figures that I'd rather play with. But yeah, overall, they're not bad figures. 8th place goes to B127. This is actually my first proper Bumblebee I have ever owned. In 8 years, I've never owned a proper Bumblebee, like a mainline B. So this is actually my first one. And I know I haven't reviewed him yet, but he is, again, a very small figure. Deluxes are by far my least favorite class of Transformers. This guy, I just think that his main problem is that there was too much clear plastic used on him, and his transformation is just a little bit too fiddly. And I mean, not only that, he is very small, especially compared to other Bumblebee figures. But I mean, yeah, he's not a bad one. Of course, I did have to buy him considering I don't have a Bumblebee. But yeah, B127, and okay. Now we've moved on to the figures that I actually really like. So I understand, yes, I am literally putting less than half of Devastator on the table. But anyway, 7th spot goes to the Voyager class Mixmaster. Yes, I'm too lazy to separate them and transform them. 7th place goes to Mixmaster. Mixmaster, for being such a simple Voyager class, is actually pretty fun to play with. I think that his vehicle mode is amazing, and once it's transformed, it's just so satisfying to roll around. I think that his robot mode looks great. My only criticism is that he probably should have had a way to at least resemble the cannon he turned into. And even for combine mode, I think the combine mode is great. The Devastator head is a little bit too skinny, but the upgrade kit sorts that out. But we're ignoring combine mode because these are looking at figures by themselves. Mixmaster, he feels good. He doesn't feel loose in any areas. So yeah. And ironically, in 6th place, it's Scavenger. My only other Constructicon right now. But again, I'm getting Skipjack. Scavenger is the figure that, after the first wave of Studio Series, put the name Leader class back to what it was. Scavenger is just such a chunky, solid figure. Nothing is loose on him. He's made of good quality plastic, and he is just really fun. The only reason why he's so low down on the list is, of course, due to his design, which, even though I love, it can become slightly annoying when you want him to stand, but my god, Scavenger is just absolutely amazing. Now we've gotten to the point where they did actually become difficult to rank. In 5th place is the Studio Series the first movie, Starscream. I think that this guy, yes, he is obviously an upscale and slight retool of the Dark of the Moon Deluxe. But my god, this guy is so much fun. He looks great in his robot mode. I love his accessory. Yes, he does come with the gun thing. I did honestly prefer this to the Buzzsaw, but I absolutely love this figure. He's so much fun, and yeah, his transformation is really good. It's just so satisfying to do. Once again, robot mode looks great, transformation's great, and his vehicle mode is just so clean. It is one of the best looking jets I've ever seen. The only thing that comes close to Starscream is the Last Night Nitro Zeus, and not only that, he cleans up amazingly. Like, there's not much of a backpack here. So yeah, Studio Series Starscream is more than worthy of being in the top 5. Number 4 is the first movie Voyager class Megatron. This guy is quite possibly one of the most beautiful looking Transformers I've ever seen in my life. This silver paint is gorgeous, and this is the figure that made me start doing Transformers reviews. And my god, he is so beautiful, and his articulation's amazing. He's so much fun to play around with. My only criticism with him is he should have come with the gun, because really I don't think anyone would have chosen the flail over his arm cannon. But the ankles don't really bother me that much, you know, like the huge shins. But yeah, this figure is just so much fun to mess around with. And the jet mode, even though it of course is not an Earth vehicle, it is really cool, and I think that this is by far the best mainline Movie 1 Megatron we have ever seen from Hasbro. We have now reached the top 3, and of course taking third spot is the leader class Dark of the Moon Shockwave. Look at this guy. I think that this is tied with Grimlock for being the most amazing looking Transformers figure ever from Hasbro. He is so detailed. It is actually unbelievable. He looks exactly the same as the CGI render from Dark of the Moon. And my only criticism, well, I have two criticisms. One, I don't know why the accessories were made of rubber when there are plenty of other figures with similar accessories that could harm a child, but they're made out of plastic. And two, of course, he is a small leader because he is a heavy retool of the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron from the first wave of Studio Series, well, second wave of Studio Series figures. So yeah, that does slightly hurt him. I think that maybe if he was about this tall, it would have been cool, but my god, Hasbro, props to you, because this figure. Runner-up spot, of course, goes to the leader class, the Fallen. This guy is just so much fun. And he is essentially in the same, boat as Shockwave, where he never transformed in the movie. So Hasbro could basically put all their focus into the robot mode. And I don't know about you, I think that his robot mode is perfect. There is so much detail packed into this guy. It is absolutely insane. It is basically everything you could want from a Studio Series Fallen. And my god, did they deliver. And of course, we had one of the best gimmicks in history, that you could rip his face off. So of course you could recreate that ending scene from Revenge of the Fallen. This guy is definitely worth the money, and wow, that's really all I can say about him. Well, the Fallen has fallen. And I don't blame him for fainting, because number one, of course, it had to be the leader class Grindor. Wow, this is just mind-blowing, because we never got the Blackout. We never got the leaders from Studio Series Wave 1. We only got the deluxes. So just having an opportunity to get this guy was insane, because I knew that mold was amazing. And of course, this is basically an improved version, considering that he has articulated hands and everything like that. And not only that, the paint for his face was phenomenal. I don't know if you can see there, but wow. This guy is just the definition of an amazing Transformer. His robot mode is perfect. His vehicle mode is perfect. His transformation is complex yet enjoyable. And it is basically everything I want from a modern day leader class. My goodness. this is not only my favorite Studio Series figure of 2022, it is my favorite Studio Series figure of all time, and it's my favorite Transformer that I own. Nothing in my collection can beat this guy. He is amazing. He's chunky, and yes, even though I did have a breakage there, I can still transform him. And he is mostly made out of great quality plastic. I do like his accessory, of course, the blade turning into the hand blade thing. But anyway, and of course he comes with Ravage. So yes, Studio Series Grinder is definitely the king of my collection. So there was my ranking of every single figure I got in 2022. And wow, I am very, very happy with what I got this year. And of course it's not over, because for Christmas I'm getting the Last Night Hot Rod, the Constructicon Skipjack, and of course, finally after 8 years, an Optimus Prime. And I'll probably just do a short of where I try and add those guys into the list. But my god, I am so happy. There are figures here who people could only dream of having, and my god, I am so happy. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.